everybody.
Hello. All right. Hey, Alicia.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, it's another beautiful day.
It's another beautiful day. That's like the Lambert phrase. Yeah. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are, or night, depending on when you are dialing
Watching
in.
this? Yeah.
Could be any time. We have no way of knowing. But we are gathering together right in the middle of Thursday afternoon to just connect, see what's up. See what's up with those of you that are able to join us live. We'd love to hear from you, hear where you are. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Ooh.
That's really loud.
I got us connected. Heyo. Hi.
Hi,
Look
Aunt
who's
Lisa.
Hey. Yeah. Especially if you're eating something unusual. I'm always interested in that. You know.
I don't know that that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I'm like starving.
Oh, me too. I'm really excited about my lunch today. I brought soup. Like fancy
I
soup.
thought I saw a salad.
And a salad.
Oh, okay.
Going crazy. So yeah, this is a chance to, like I said, to connect and to start turning our hearts ahead towards our worship experience this Sunday. Have a little chit chat about the theme for Sunday, and just kind of get our hearts ready for it. So tomato soup and grilled cheese is the best.
Aunt Lisa, can you bring me some? I didn't bring lunch. Just joking.
You didn't bring lunch?
No, I forgot. It's okay.
She's going to show right up with that.
You don't have to. I have plans.
Yeah. So this Sunday we're rounding out our third spot. I don't know, our third Sunday of this kind of in between series. Yes.
That sounds really good. Can't get past it. Okay, moving on.
Thinking about it. Yeah. How do you make grilled cheese? Do you make grilled cheese?
Thanks, Ryan.
Do you have it made for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You ever put mayonnaise on it?
No. My Aunt Lisa said, I will. I know you will. It's okay.
We would love to hear your grilled cheese recipes, Aunt Lisa or anyone else. Always looking for more. No, this is important. The people need to know. Yeah, so this Sunday is where we're talking about this. The scene shifts pretty hard to late in Christ's life, and the Sunday is one of those special set apart Sundays in the Christian year where we really focus on Christ the King. Mm-hmm. And I love that we do this because we don't really do kings very well in America. We kind of fought a revolution about that, right? Yeah. So when you think of a king, what do you think of?
Like when you say the word king?
Yeah, what comes to mind?
A big fancy chair.
A big fancy chair. That's it. The throne.
And like a big crown.
Big crown. Yeah.
And power.
Yeah. For me, I think that too, right? I think usually there's a beard involved.
Really? I don't see a beard.
Really?
That's not what I see.
I definitely see a beard. Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, it also feels like old. Like it doesn't feel real to me. Like I'm surprised at how many kings and queens and whatnot there still are in the world. There's a bunch of them. Like Norway has one. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they totally do.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's just this concept that's strange for us. So the idea of Christ the King, especially if you've been in church for a while and you've heard this concept, it sounds familiar, but when you really hang out with it, it's just kind of just makes Christ seem old, and I don't feel the same sense of relevance that I do with some of the other parts of Christ's story. And so this Sunday, when we're talking about Christ who is the King, the setting for the story is Christ who's on trial. He is about to be crucified. He's on trial before the Roman governor, and the whole idea of the charges that the leaders of the temple have, thrown together have to do with Jesus is a threat to Roman authority because he keeps talking as if he's the real king of the Jews. And so Pilate, like, okay, well, that does sound serious. If that's true, we got to deal with that. They've had other recent problems of people who have claimed to be the king of the Jews and have stirred up, riots and unrest. Is this yet another one? One of the previous ones was also named Jesus. Is this another guy? Right? We got to deal with this. And so he's having this conversation with Jesus, trying to get to the heart of it. And so Pilate is the governor. He's asking Jesus, what have you really done? Are you really a king? And Jesus says, my kingdom doesn't originate from this world. If it did, my guards would fight so that I wouldn't have been arrested by the Jewish leaders. My kingdom isn't from here. And so Pilate is like, so you are a king. And it's this interesting where these two people who know authority are in such different worlds, where Jesus is saying, my kingdom isn't from this world. You don't understand it. You don't understand what my kingdom is all about. And so then Jesus says, you say, he throws it back to Pilate. Well, you say I'm a king. I was born and came into the world for this reason, to testify to the truth. Whoever accepts the truth listens to my voice. Essentially, the people of my kingdom are the ones who listen to the truth, who listen to me. And then Pilate's question is, well, what is truth anyway? Like, what are we even talking about? I mean, there's such a disconnect there, where Pilate just doesn't understand. And it got me thinking about, the patterns that characterize our lives, like what we think about the most. We've talked about this a little bit. What we care about the most, that it just comes out. If we're people who tell the truth all the time in our hearts and our heads, then it's just going to come out. If we're not as careful with the truth and we've got that real hard filter, then, it's going to come out in another way. So it just got me thinking about that. Like, what are the things that, how does the truth of our hearts really come out in our lives? Well, that's what I'm curious about. If that's where we really live and are trying to make a difference in the world, to point people to Christ, who is the true King, then how does the truth of our hearts come out in the world? What does that look like?
Like in the things we do,
the things we do, the way we talk to people, the way we parent our kids. That's part of our life. Yeah. That's what I'm really curious about. How does that truth come out?
The way we love people.
Yeah?
Maybe.
I
mean, yeah? Because you were like, yeah? Now you're making me second guess myself.
I know. Well, and it's a thing that we don't really talk about. Like, usually, when we're talking about truth, it's like when just yesterday. Okay, a kid story coming up. Just yesterday, I picked up the kids from school. I said a thing. I don't remember what I said. I was just trying to be funny. And then one of my kids in the back was trying to be funny too. And then she had this thought, like she was going to make a bald comment, right? And then she had this thought that, what if that's like rude or makes daddy feel bad? Aww. How cool is that? So she just stopped herself. And so I was like, oh, well, what were you going to say? Because I wanted to know that we can talk about anything. And then she got scared. And so she lied. And it was so obvious. And so suddenly now my girl's in trouble, right? And it took a couple hours in mom's intervention before we could really get this thing settled down, and that whole thing of truth and lie can really just wrap us up, And I guess, I don't know, Alicia, I need your help. I don't really have a question. I'm just really thinking about, how do we make sure that everything we do is true? What does that really look like for us? Do we just say everything we're thinking all the time? I'm not sure that's a good idea.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
No.
I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, yeah, help us out. Like, what does that look like to really be people of truth?
Right, because you're not being truly truthful if you're, like, so I was going to say love, right? Sharing love with everybody. But if somebody is constantly mean to you or constantly doing something wrong to you, it's not truthful to just keep loving them, right? Because, man, this is a hard topic.
Okay, that's a great example because everything we do is communicating something.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you've got someone who's an abuser in whatever way, who's not reciprocating the love that you're extending, and you just keep extending that love without having that conversation, then what's being communicated is your behavior is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right, and that's not truthful.
And that's not truthful.
No.
This is hard.
Why would you pick this?
I know. All right, this Sunday we're going to talk about rabbits. And everybody loves a good bunny story. But maybe save that for Easter.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
Right? And because this other thing that Jesus said, right? He says you're going to know the truth, right? You'll know it. I mean, if you're really following Christ, if you're really living for Christ, you're going to know the truth, like the deeper truth. So he didn't explain it very much, but if you follow him, you'll know the truth. And then he says, and the truth is going to set you free. So how do we do that?
So the question is how do we live?
How do we live
into the
truth?
Mm-hmm. We'd love to know your answer. Because I feel like, I try and be truthful.
Right.
Right? But sometimes the truth is not loving. And so I struggle with that, right? Like, I've got to be truthful with somebody, but God wants me to love them and look at them like every person is a child of God.
Right.
So how do I be truthful? I mean, I guess there's a way to say things and a way to do things and a way to correct things that people are doing, right? But then I feel like I'm not being fully truthful.
So, well, and there's this other part too that I was thinking, a friend gets a haircut and it's an awful haircut. What are you going to do?
I feel like I'd have to feel that out a little bit.
Right.
Like, do they really love it? Then it's great. If you love it, it's great.
Yeah, but
I feel like that's always my answer.
But I've already heard you say, you look stupid. Your haircut stinks. If you love it.
But I was being truthful.
Right.
In a wraparound kind of way.
Yeah, man. Like, we have this sensitivity. And I feel like I want the kind of friendships where if I'm wearing my favorite shirt, but my favorite shirt doesn't look good, my friends are going to be like, you might need to rethink that shirt. Right?
I feel like your staff is pretty truthful with
But
you.
then again, why is it anybody's business what I wear? It's my favorite shirt. I want to wear it.
Okay.
Did I just stumble into something real? Do we have a problem with my shirts?
No, I like that one.
This is my favorite shirt.
Thank goodness.
And there's this other part that talks about grace and truth somehow work together.
Yeah.
And I think part of what Jesus is calling us to do, and we see it in this scene with Pilate and Jesus and the disconnect, is that with God there is a deeper truth. There is a deeper truth, and so it's not only found in the facts of the moment. Like an easy example is when my kids were in preschool and they were started to do art, and they would bring it to you. Right? And
they want you to save everything.
Oh, right. To save it and to treasure it, because, I was wise enough and loving enough to know that at that moment, I wasn't supposed to be an art critic.
You're
be
right.
like, that's terrible. None of those lines are straight. I mean, that's not Was that true?
Yeah, but, well,
I mean, kinda, but
true in your opinion.
oh, see, that's a different thing too. That's
Right.
opinion, right? But it would be factual to say that does not look like a helicopter. So the truth is deeper than facts, because that's not the truth of the moment. The truth has more to do with you really put a lot of great effort into that. I love that you did that effort. I love helicopters too. There's more.
So again, there's a way to say it.
But it's not lying.
You're right. Because you like that they, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you didn't tell the whole truth.
Because they're kids.
Right. Right.
Right.
Well, I would never say stuff like that. So get it. I just go into a shell when they say, "Mom, I made this for you. Isn't it beautiful?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm."
Oh my gosh.
It's great. Because I love them.
Yeah. So and maybe that's it. And this is where you tried to take us at the beginning, right? Is maybe the call to be people who are living truthful lives is less about fact and opinion and more about
loving one
the
another.
honesty of love. Mm-hmm. That I am so for you. Like I am on your team. I am all about you. And that's going to inform how I talk to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to manipulate you. I'm not going to try to lead you somewhere that you don't want to go. I'm going to love you. And maybe that's where the truth really comes through.
Yeah.
I'm going to love you enough to give you the bad news if that's what needs to happen. I'm going to love you enough to tell you this needs to change. I'm also going to love you enough to not judge everything you do, to not critique everything you do, to not, you know what I'm saying? I think there's a deeper way of understanding truth that really comes to light when our hearts are characterized by love.
I know I'm taking it back to kids again, but like, I feel like our kids get, or even us, people in general get enough critique and like judgment or whatever you want to call it, that when they come to me, I just want to love them.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that they feel loved.
Right. Yeah.
So even if it's not that it's not truthful, right? Like the helicopter picture that they drew, right? Like, I'm sure all your friends said something, right? Or someone said something. I just want to love what you did. I just want you to know that I love you no matter what you drew.
And I think part of it too is as our hearts are characterized by love, as we let the love of the Lord really fill us and inform us, we also hear the questions behind the question. Mm-hmm. And maybe for some of our friendships, the people that are in our lives, like maybe I do have a question about my favorite shirt, but maybe, because, my friends have such a sense of love for me, they realize that when I'm asking, how do I look today? I'm really just looking for a sense that the world is gonna, that the people who love me are gonna accept me today, or
right.
Something like that. There's something deeper than did what I produce look good.
Right.
I'm really just looking for someone to receive me as a human being and love me for who I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No matter what.
No matter what. Mm-hmm. That's the face of God right there.
I love it.
I love it too. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm excited about Sunday.
Me too now.
Awesome. Yeah. So come on out, or you can show up online. Our services are at 9:30 and 11. Yep, 11's not online. So 9:30 is your online option. We also have the youth are meeting at 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, we're doing a Friendsgiving this weekend.
Friendsgiving. That's exciting.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm sad there's a couple of our youth that'll be at a convention, a dance convention.
Oh.
We'll miss them. But they'll be here for our Christmas stuff, so that'll be good too. But I'm excited to do that. I didn't know when there would be another time to do it.
This is the time to do it for real.
After Thanksgiving, you're so done with turkey and Thanksgiving dinner, you don't really want that again, right?
Who's done with turkey? Never.
Me?
Never. So yeah, Thanksgiving's next week. But it's so we don't have Bible study on Wednesday.
Right.
Right.
We don't have tea time on Thursday.
We'll do a pre-recorded thing. We'll do a little special Thanksgiving thing. ordered our turkey costumes. And then we'll be back for worship on Sunday at 9:30 and 11 next week. So we'll see you this Sunday. Thanks for staying close. Stay safe.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you soon.
See you guys soon.